Ms. Joan Pereira, please take your two cards together.
Madam, the COVID pandemic ignited a spirit of gotong royong in my division when the Bukit Merah View Market and Hawker Centre became a COVID cluster last year. Many residents, community partners, religious organizations, private companies, and strangers reached out to me and my community to volunteer and offer various forms of help, especially to my hawkers and the vulnerable in my division. It was very heartwarming, and the community became even more closely knit and resilient. With the pandemic placing restrictions on community events which we used to organize in the past, we need to reorganize how we connect and strengthen ties among our neighbors. Building friendship and trust amongst our neighbors must still continue to be the focus. However, we know that disputes still occur. What we observe sometimes is that relationships become so bad that neighbors don't talk to each other, and in some cases, even dragging in other neighbors into the dispute, creating a non-harmonious living environment. I hope that MCCY can empower our grassroots volunteers and staff with relevant skill sets to mediate disputes between neighbors. It is best when things can be settled and nipped in the bud at the local level without further straining relationships. How will MCCY empower our grassroots leaders and staff to build on this spirit of care and continue to strengthen community life at the local neighborhood? Sir, second cut. The mission of our interracial and religious confidence circles is ever more important today as we face sharper fault lines and greater challenges to our racial and religious harmony. When there is conflict, especially when it involves potentially sensitive racial or religious issues, we must quickly seek to resolve and nip the problem in the bud. We should not ignore it and hope for it to blow over, thereby allowing the problem to fester and blow up into a bigger problem. The best way really is through mediation with trained personnel who have the necessary knowledge and skill sets for the problem at hand. With a mediator whom all stakeholders can acknowledge and respect, the chances of resolving the problem is much higher. Would the ministry elaborate on how it will bring disputing parties together to resolve such issues? We must also educate our people about customs of different races and religions so that we can be more mindful and avoid potentially offensive behavior. We must be respectful of one another's differences and widen the common space. There are often complaints of noise disturbances or certain practices of religious or cultural events and festivities. As we approach the 20th anniversary of IRCCs in 2022, what are MCCY's plans to ensure that our IRCCs remain relevant and effective in maintaining racial and religious harmony and strengthening our social cohesion? Thank you.